Hey, welcome. I'm your host, Oraldo, for It's Tejano Time.
And I'm Nemo with Tejano USA.
All right, and welcome to Tejano Talk. All right.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. It's uh,
Yes.
it's been a windy day here in Fort Worth, Texas. I don't know how it was over there, but last night it's pretty windy. It rained pretty
And
hard
rainy.
yesterday, crazy, and I think it's catching up for all of summer because we didn't get very much rain at all.
I know,
So,
that's true. I
but
my daughter's soccer game ended yesterday, canceled yesterday because the field was all wet, which I needed that break.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'm
yes.
sure a lot of soccer mom and dads did. So good for
Yeah,
y'all.
I'm the soccer dad. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, good
I
for you.
never thought I'd be a soccer dad, but I am like that. But I had a very, I guess a lazy weekend. I didn't do much anything because it was an off week for soccer, and I got next week. But I'm kind of ticked off at myself because I didn't declutter my garage or start decluttering my garage like I wanted to, like that. But
You
so go ahead.
You could do just garage sale, man, and get rid of half that stuff. I'm sure.
I I I don't know if I can have a garage sale in my subdivision.
Oh, why is it against HOAs?
I don't know. This is my first HOA. I have no idea. Like
One way to
that.
find out.
Yeah, they're already getting me on the weeds on my yard, and they want me to paint my fence and stuff like that.
Paint your fence.
Yes, because it's or restain it because it's kind of flaking and stuff like that.
Wow.
But
Okay.
I think I made a money. You know, I don't know, Nemo. You got enough? You got some money that I could borrow to do all that?
It's going
Yeah,
into my pit.
yeah. Hey, don't you own a construction company?
Yeah, yeah. I could hook you up in different ways,
All
man.
right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was telling you earlier that I'm having to fork out another $5,000 for my mom's house.
Yeah, you know.
I got it, and that's on me because I wanted to add more stuff to it because I
Where's
saw
this at?
pictures.
In Phoenix, Arizona, New Mexico?
Tucson,
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 Arizona.
Tucson.
All
Yeah.
right.
But so did
So,
you? I Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, how did you get a house out there? Is that your mom's house? You said.
That's my parents' house.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm paying for the repairs and stuff like
Got it.
that.
But
But
they're renting it
eventually,
out.
yes, but the house is only worth maybe 200,000, and I'm putting at least $4,500, 45K into it, and so
It's gonna be
that
worth
does.
two hundred and
Oh,
five thousand after that. Nice.
I my parents
Good
will never
investment.
see the return
You're
on
just
that.
yeah.
Like that.
All
And
right.
that's so we could bump the rent up like $200. See,
This
it
poor
makes no
family
financial.
don't need poor family can't afford it as it is, and you're trying to bump the rent. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, jeez. That's a big headache in my. I stress about. I can't wait for it to get done. I'm hoping by like the next couple of weeks it gets all done. But let me ask you something. Uh, did you talk to Frank? I know you talked to Josie
Yeah,
on
no, I
Sunday.
talked to Josie. No, I want to see how this went first, and
Okay.
Josie, she called. We were gonna have Josie from Insomnia on. She's
Yes.
the manager or the promoter or the person that brings the bands on and stuff over there. And she was gonna come on at the last minute. She had a family emergency. Hope everything is good. God bless them. And so we couldn't. She didn't make it in. So luckily
Yeah.
for us,
Oh yeah. Well, before that,
okay.
I had a nice chat with her last night. I was looking forward to. I was getting her ready for the show today, and unfortunately, she had a family emergency. Right.
Yeah, she called
Okay.
me.
And hopefully, we'll have her next week. But we lucked out because we have my good friend Lawrence. Lawrence is going to be on the show, and so let's see if I can.
And Lawrence is from
San Angelo.
no, what's the name of his
Oh
podcast?
yeah, it's DJ NGO from QV Radio, and he also has a YouTube and Facebook show. It's called Imagen Studios. And
Right.
last night he had Loud and Linda,
But is
and
it QV or is it QVO?
you know what? That's something we probably should ask him. Okay, so let's get Lawrence in. Hey, Lawrence.
I
Oh,
like that. I'm glad you did
hey,
that, man. I'm glad you
Lawrence.
did that.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
Lawrence has his own sound effects.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah, he has his own
Yeah,
fans there. Yeah, I
yeah,
yeah,
appreciate that.
I gotta hold. Hey guys,
yeah,
settle down. No beers, okay? So
Hey, and you know what I think is cheesy though is and I think Michael Salgado did one of these live albums, and he put those things. Oh, I know he didn't, but his producers put
right,
those sound effects on, and it sounds so cheesy. I mean, he's like not even doing anything, and they're going crazy. It's like, come on, man.
yeah,
That's what brings us down a notch. I think the substandard producing and stuff, substandard stuff, putting it out there like that. I just think it just brings the market down a little bit, man.
yeah.
It's like
well,
Now,
even whenever Johnny Canales was on, and he would have those people lip sync and stuff, and they would do the same effects, right? The people cheering and stuff, and then they would flash to the audience, and the people
and
are just like this. It's
yeah,
like, come on, man.
right.
We can do better. We can do
yeah.
better.
Well,
If
yeah,
they,
no, it's striving for authenticity, but sometimes, well, I can say for back in the day, I used to have a show as well, a local show here that was a Tejano variety show, and we did have an audience, maybe 30 or 40 people at any given taping, and the issue was is that um, whenever they would, I wanted them to clap. It's inherently when people see cameras, they don't want to speak, they don't want to make any noise. And
yeah,
that's always been a big problem. Even when I worked in TV and I would do interviews with people, everybody was quiet or they didn't want to move behind the person. And for me, it was like, well, then that makes it look like it's all staged. So be free, talk amongst yourselves, and if you need to go, then walk. That's okay. But just people inherently do not respond, or they try to be quiet, and so you have to show up a big hey clap, and
Yeah,
then
that's why
you
the
get,
talk shows do that. Yeah, the live
then you
ones.
get the 80s clap.
yeah,
You're like, nobody claps like that.
yeah,
So you're like, hey,
It
hey,
doesn't. It doesn't match the sound.
right, it doesn't. And when they put on a sound, sometimes it's like, come on, really, you got 20 people, it sounds like 300 on
yeah,
that sound clip.
I remember we had a radio station here. I think it was Casa, 106 Maudi, and them. They had. I think they had like a Friday morning crew, and they would have like a few people, and I don't know how many it was. I know they invited people over, and it was legit. It was sincere. It was organic, where you could hear people, a few people laugh and whatever. They would be incorporated in the show, and they didn't have to put no sound effects. It sounded good. It sounds good. Just leave it
Yeah,
just leave it alone.
yeah, that's true. But also like a lot of Mexican groups that I've worked with in the past, especially tropical groups, they have to have every freaking instrument known to man, even though they don't have an apparent use in the song. There's got to be a cowbell player, a guy with the guido, a guy with a big thing and this thing, and you got 20 guys on stage, and then you're like, why do you need 20 guys if it's really only four guys making all the noise? Everybody else is just they're not doing anything. And so, but people are like, I've asked that before, why do you need that? So it can sound awesome, so it can look like really awesome. And it's like, geez, y'all get like $500 for the gig, and there's 50 of y'all. So come on, you
Yeah,
like
I think
two.
those $500 are long gone because even like the banda guys
No,
that have a good crew, they're
I'm
no
just
longer $500.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm just throwing that number out.
yeah,
I'm in general, but no, even still, even if it was $500 for or $1,000, that's still nothing for 10 guys.
yeah.
yeah.
No, that's
But
what I'm saying. Now the banda guys, they have like about 10 people on there, and
oh
they
yeah,
they're charging anywhere from 3K to 5K. These
I
these
actually I've worked with some of them here just recently, as a matter of
really
fact, for
banda.
another, yeah, a banda band, and they came in for two, and that's here to San Angelo.
And how
But
many? How many are
so
in the band?
they were like eight, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't. I know they were a lot,
yeah,
but I will
a
tell you
lot
this.
of Mexicans.
Yeah, I will tell you this. For bands, for booking bands and everything else, you also have to know where they're playing.
Yeah,
That should be in the forefront because of the fact that if you come to San Angelo, we have 100,000 people living here, 110,000 people living here, and it could be a good show. But if the place only holds 200 people, and you want $6,000, nobody's going to pay the price for the ticket.
Yeah, no, I would hope you do the math first. Yeah.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to. So it's relative to the location. Obviously in DFW, you have a lot more access to more people, and more people are willing to pay the higher price only because of the fact that they want to go and see it. But when the
Right.
pool has been shrunken, you have to be realistic about what you charge and what you don't charge.
Do you think artists are being realistic
Some of them are not.
or not?
Do you
Okay.
I've
And
think
not.
Signal is charging $50 a person? Do you think something like that's? Oh, that was that before 8? You said.
mhm.
Oh yeah. Okay. Like New West. Well, actually, they have two bands. Before eight
Right,
o'clock,
but
it's
in real
50.
reality, it's just
Yeah.
Signal that everybody's going
Yeah,
for.
Right. And then after 8, it's $60 per
I
person.
wouldn't. I don't think that's just asking too much. Most people can let go of. You have to be realistic of what people are willing to spend.
Right.
You know,
If you bring a date, that's like $100.
yeah, you
But
bring it. It's $100, and if it was okay, when would that be okay? Valentine's Day.
Or
When
Halloween or New
7 years
Year's.
ago, I had a club that could hold 800 people. And for Valentine's Day, I brought down Jay Pettis. We charged
Mhm.
$25 a ticket. And at
Oh,
that
that's
time,
good.
7 years ago, people were like $25. That's pricey, but it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
When we got to the door, the guy that was helping me promote, he printed all of the tickets and sold them all as pre-sale because we were going to charge $30 at the door. But he
Hmm.
sold them all. So we had no extra room outside of, if you had a ticket, you got in. If you didn't have a ticket, you didn't get in. And we couldn't sell any more tickets because we sold all we were at capacity. It was a sold out show. People found out that they couldn't pay for their brother and sister, whoever and whatnot was going with them. They were selling them there right outside the door for 150 bucks.
Yeah. So
And that's because people wanted to go out because it was Valentine's Day, it was Jay Pettis and whatever and whatnot, and a Friday. So I can understand 50 bucks during a holiday, it's a special holiday, but like 50 bucks this Friday, nah, I'd rather spend my money on something else. I'm not a
yeah,
diehard Signal fan. Now there could be enough diehard Signal fans to fill it,
yeah.
but I wouldn't be surprised if they only got half of the place filled up because
Yeah.
there's only so many diehard fans. When was the last hit that Signal put out? Let me answer me that. When was their last number one hit?
but you know what? I mean, I couldn't tell you that. I mean, I
I
don't know
couldn't.
the hits to be honest with you, so I
Mhm.
couldn't answer that question if I had it right in front of me. But here's the deal: they'll Signal or Dallas Fort Worth is a strong market for Signal, just like it's a strong market for Jay.
Mhm.
They'll always those are sure things. Marcos Orozco, strong market for him.
David
He'll always
Lee.
come in.
Yeah.
David Lee, they'll always sell out. David Lee, they charging $30. Great show, good crowd. So I think Signal will get the $50. We have a lot of regional Mexican clubs here that are large, that hold about 3,000 people. They'll charge $60 and they'll all pack it in.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
We had that band that just played at AT&T. They were charging anywhere from the cheap seats were $150. I forgot the name. What's the name of that group?
Uh,
Hopefully before the end of the show I'll remember it. But yeah. So again, if and even at Billy Bob's, they have these shows and they're charging big money too, and they hold a capacity crowd. And Dallas Fort Worth is a strong market, and
Mhm.
the price warrants that. So
Yeah,
until people don't show up, and then they'll think twice about it.
right. Well, we had I had the show here, buddy. I know you remember this that I had the car show down here, and I had
oh
uh,
yeah.
yeah Stevie D and the All Star Cast, Joanna Ray and Jenny B, and several other artists performing. It was 10 in all, and it was an all day affair, and it was $25 to get in. And Signal was actually performing the day before, and it was a big concern for the guys that I was working with because they were like, they're going to take all of our audience away because it's Signal, you know. However, they had been here several times already. I think this was like the sixth time for the year. The person that I talked to that went, they said they only had like 30 people there. and they were charging $40, I think, or $30 for the ticket, and only about 40 people showed up.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and so, but once again, you know, uh, I can't remember the name of that Mexican band that showed up. A norteño band showed up, and they did far better. But it just depends. It depends on the market that you're in as far
Okay.
as the location. Because I know DFW would do so well. Let me ask you this: if those people do sell out, they do so well, then what about new artists? Would new artists attract the same amount, or would they not? Is it just they're just stuck in this rut of only these 10 bands are the only ones that we're gonna go and listen to, as
Uh,
opposed to we want to listen to good music?
Yeah, it is. It is more or less the 10
yeah.
bands. You're right.
Hmm.
Right.
And that's unfortunately because we don't have a strong station. We don't. We just
Right.
just we just don't. And so there's no way to promote it or no way to people to listen without going online and doing that themselves. It's just we just don't have that ability, and unfortunately.
Yeah, when Buddy asked me to be here, I wanted to look up in my matrix as far as how many listeners I have in the DFW area for my radio station, and there's quite a few actually. I mean, it fluctuates depending on the times and the days. But if I were to just pick, like, it's usually Saturday in the morning is when I have the most listeners coming from that area.
So you do a show on Saturday mornings?
No, I have a I have a radio station.
Okay.
It's a 24.
In San Angelo?
Is it no? It's a 24-hour internet radio station
Okay, okay, okay.
based
Okay.
out of San Angelo, but I average out about 100,000 listeners a month, and it's not a constant stream of listeners, but it's a
Right.
good stream, and I can sit there and look at my matrix and see when and where they're logging in. I average out about 132 countries that people are logging in to listen to the radio station,
Yeah.
and
And you and your YouTube/Facebook show, Mocking Studios, you do it 3 times a week, I think.
no, that one I only do. Well, I used to do it 3 times a week. Now I'm doing it only 2 times a week because
Okay.
it's very taxing. It's very
Yes.
difficult.
And you also started a new show, right?
Well, I changed one and I started a new one to be live, to record it live in front of a live audience to get that
Okay.
live feeling, Nemo. So yes, I'm not putting any clapping tracks. It's actually the people there. But
Sweet. So do
Yeah.
you have commercials and stuff on your
Mhm,
on your
sure
internet
do.
radio station?
I just reached like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I reached the first tier. What's called first tier advertisement. So now, if you listen to my radio station, you're going to hear commercials from like Coca-Cola and Ford, and
Oh, that's
all.
cool.
And when I first started out, it was a little depressing because it was mostly like, "Do you have mesothelioma?" Those commercials that
Yeah,
were
those fillers. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning commercials. That's all
Yeah.
that was on my station. But I've moved up in my tier because I can sell it. And so these people buy the advertisement. I'm part of a group, an internet group where we can, we sell advertisement and stuff. And so now I'm in the first tier. So now I have national stations, and locally here, the people here locally have access to that same marketing group, and they start doing it. Mostly they're just the local car dealerships are the ones, and the personal injury lawyers that do it. But yeah, I have 4 commercial breaks throughout the hour for every hour, um,
Okay.
and 3 during my heavy hours, which is going to be between 4 and 7 o'clock Monday through Friday. I only have 3
So,
commercial breaks.
so you don't have to go solicit them. It's just part of the program
I
that
can
you're
if I
part of.
want to. I can if I want to, but I don't even bother. I just let it, pay for itself. If it were if I were a person that was trying to make money off of it, it would be better for me to sell it myself because I don't have to pay a
Right.
commission. You know, I would make
Yeah.
more money that way, but that's not necessarily why I'm in it. And that's not really that's not my goal. I started it out just for music because I'm military, I'm ex-military, and so I did it for the people that I knew that were still in, and it went from there. It just grew from there.
Good for
And then
you.
when they said, can you do Tejano? Because I did a lot of Tejano music, and I used to do oldies on the weekends. They were like, dude, can you play some more Tejano and everything else? And then I just changed it over completely to it's been 100% Tejano for about 2 years now, 2.5 years now. And it's just grown without any extra. I haven't paid anything because you can pay to promote,
Right, exactly.
Right.
and my what I was doing was trying to bring in artists and doing it that way because I wanted this, just to do the interviews and stuff like that. It wasn't until somebody asked me, really, how many people do you have listening to you? And I went through the matrix. It was the first time I had watched it. And I was like, holy crap. At the time, it was like 72,000. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
That's pretty
'cause I
good.
had no
72.
idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
I had no
So,
idea.
so how many are from like outside the country?
Oof. If I had to guess, it would be about 35%.
That's pretty good.
hmm
And how many are within San Angelo?
That I just know regions. So it's like Texas is 5 regions, and that's how I know which regions they
Oh,
are.
okay.
The only
So what
ones that
region are you
like
in?
I'm in Region 2, but Region 2 incorporates El Paso, San Angelo, and all of the Big Bend area and stuff like that.
Okay.
I got it.
And I know Lawrence also has a God, what's that called? Roku station also.
Yeah, I have a Roku TV channel as well.
Yes, and you're updating it too.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that.
why I changed that over that other show. I changed it over so that way I could film it, stream it as it's being made, so that way people can get it kind of like a behind the scenes and everything else, and then a fully edited version will be on Roku. Um, my you have to have a location like the cloud that holds all of your media
Hmm.
for a Roku channel, but you can stream to a Roku channel live, but you have to get that from your content holder. And the problem, it's not a problem, but from the place that I have it at, it's like, I don't know, like $200 extra a month for me to have the ability to live stream to my
Yeah.
Roku channel. And I just don't have the viewership that I want.
And plus, yours is free. You don't have to.
So
Yeah.
what is Roku exactly? Is it just like one of the, just like Sling or like Hulu and
Yeah,
stuff like
like
that? What is Roku?
it's like Sling. So when you can go to Walmart, buy a TV, a Roku TV, and when you go in, you just log into your Roku TV, and then after that, you can add on all these different apps. So
Yeah.
you can add on your
Your
Paramount,
Netflix, your Hulu, your
Netflix,
Disney Channel.
Hulu,
Is
yeah,
that considered a smart TV though?
yes,
Yes, it makes your TV smart.
yeah.
If you don't have a smart TV,
And then
So in
then
reality, if we have a smart TV, you could download Roku.
oh, it probably already has
it
Roku on
probably
it.
already has it. It probably already has it. If you
How
have
would you
Roku,
know?
well, you
Go to
go to
Walmart.
your TV, go to your TV menu first.
Yeah.
Where's your home menu? Look on your home menu, look and see what kind of apps you have. If on the very first page, when you look at your apps, like your Netflix and your Showtime Plus and your HBO Plus, where all of those
Mhm.
channels are, that's going to tell you if it's Roku or not. If it is Roku, that streaming service, that if it is, then you can add QVO TV, and there's no difference from switching to Netflix to QVO TV. They're
Right.
exactly the same way you access them. You don't do anything other than just download it, install it into your TV, and then it's a channel that you
Right.
can
So Raul, there you go. You pronounce it Cuvo, not
QVO. Yeah,
QV.
Cubo.
QVO.
Okay.
It,
I
it's a
would say QVO.
it's a
But
play
Cubo.
on words. It's a play on words, so that way you can, because I thought, I'm not a native speaker of Spanish, but I thought everybody was saying "cuvo" as in "que hubo," and "hubo" is with a B. I didn't know that "que hubo," but the way it
What's that
sounded
mean?
to my
What's
ears, it was "cuvo," and so since it was "cuvo," I just put down QVO. If you say QVO really fast, "cuvo," that's where that comes from.
what's
But
Uh,
Cuvo
Cubo?
is a way of saying what's up and stuff. Cuvo, Cuvo, Cuvo,
"Cuvo."
¿qué
Yeah,
tal?
that's what I
Yeah.
heard for myself, but people have some
Yeah.
people have said, "Well, no, that's not proper. It's "que
Yeah,
hubo." And I was
proper.
like, "Well,
Get out of here, proper. There used to be
I
a
don't
lowrider
know.
magazine called Cubos
That's what
back
I
in the
was.
day.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. I just called it Cubo, and that's why my DJ name is Indio, because I'm Native American, and if you say Indio real fast, you're saying Indian in Spanish, Indio.
Yeah. It took me about a week to catch on.
Yeah,
So
it's like
anyway, that was
I'm,
it. So
I may be smart, but I'm slow.
right.
Like that. But I'm only smart at math, unfortunately.
so. Okay, so we are gonna have Josie on originally. Josie was a
Yes.
promoter for Insomnia and stuff, and you had some questions for her. So bust out, ask Lawrence the questions.
Okay. Well, I know
Oh,
Lawrence.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
We've
Before
had,
we go there, do we have anybody
oh
chiming in?
yes. Okay. Yes, we
Yes,
do.
I mean,
Let's see.
that's what I was looking at right now. I was like,
Okay.
that's a lot of people.
Yeah,
Let's
we gotta
wait. You
acknowledge
know
them
what?
because they're
Let me switch
Sam out there.
right there. I'm going to
Cherry there.
transition. Well, before we do that, Nemo, how do you like our new graphics?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
May-
Looks good.
I might be doing an overkill because right now you could see the logo
Yeah.
across everything.
Yeah.
But right now I didn't do a scene where I could take them off and then for 30 seconds and then put them back on, and they're there constantly. But Lawrence did our logo for us, and
Good
but
job.
yes, let me show everybody out there what it looks like.
So, Lawrence, were
And,
you going to originally use this for one of your shows, or you just kind of came up with that?
We were
Okay.
talking on the phone, and he said, buddy said, well, hey, I'm going to ask one of my students to do a logo and everything else. And I was like, well, that's cool, but they're just learning. And so, I gave him some tips. This is what you should look for. Make sure that it's a vector and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could do one for you. And he's like, no, I don't want you to do that. You're busy, blah, 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 and everything else. And so when he hung up, I was like, I'll do it. And so I put it on there, and I wanted it to be unique. I wanted it to be different. And that's why I set it up as a vector. And,
Okay. Well,
it was DFW. So I wanted the cityscape there, but then I was like, I couldn't find anything that was DFW cityscape. And then I was like, but why do you want DFW? Then that just puts you regionalistically in one area. Everybody's going to say, well, it's just a Dallas show, and it's not. So that's why I went just with I don't even remember where I got the cityscape from. And then
let me show.
Raldo's dying to talk. Go ahead, man.
Yes. Well, I want to show everybody the logo that Lawrence gave us. Okay. And so I'm gonna transition it, let everybody look at it for 2 or 3 seconds, and I'll bring us back.
Got it.
All right. Because they won't be able to hear anything. So
got it.
I want them to see a very good look at it.
I think we understand.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. I hope everybody had a good look at it.
So sound effects, please. Applause sound effects, please, Lawrence.
Oh, yes.
Good job. Good job, man.
Thank you.
You can count on me, brother.
Yeah. Lawrence is our sound effects guy, too.
Yeah. Sound effects guy.
Lawrence, I try not to take advantage of Lawrence because I know he does a lot, and he's got a lot of things on his plate right now. And so I didn't want him to work on it, and makes me feel bad that, well, I'm grateful for it, but I don't like to impose on my friends a lot.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
maybe you shouldn't ask him what he thinks. Hey, Lawrence, what do you think about this?
No. I was telling them at my
oh,
school.
poor me. I'm gonna have to ask a student. Oh, I wish I knew somebody that would do it.
No.
Got it.
The conversation came from my YouTube streaming club. I said that I'm hooking up with the multimedia club so they can develop logos for my student club. And I said, and if I like them, I'll have them create a logo for me. Like that. So out of all the ones, I'll find one that's like that. I said, well, you know who you're talking to. And
so,
I said,
Lawrence, let me just tell you, I didn't fall for that whenever he gave me that stuff. He said, I'm going to hire somebody to I didn't fall for that.
No,
he threw that same bit to me. I said, okay. Oh, yeah, good job. Good. I like the way you think. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I know you a little bit more than that. Not going to happen.
I was going to pay students, but I'm going to pay them like $50.
Well, now you can pay Lawrence. Hey, I'm sure he has Zelle.
Well, I know Lawrence wouldn't take money from me. Whatever.
Give him your number. Give me your Zelle account.
Hey, well, next time I see him, he knows I'm going to treat him out to dinner.
You're right.
Yeah. Hey, I buy dinner.
No, you have. No, I'm saying yes. You're right. You're right.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Sounded
contradicting.
sarcastic.
Don't get
Okay.
offended.
No, 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 no.
Don't get
Don't
offended.
worry.
We have people that are chiming in. What's going on?
Yes. Okay, let's look up.
Radio
Let's see.
television.
We got
Up-
Sam. How's it going? Okay, and Sam also said new logo. New logo looks great, and I agree with you. And we have my brother, Dr. Joe. Let's say Hallmark or someone's begging for money. I don't understand that one.
when you were talking about how much it's going to
How much
cost.
you
For,
pay?
Oh yeah,
How much you pay?
that's true. Okay. And hey, Lawrence, you said hi to us.
I know. I was
Okay.
backstage at the time.
Okay. And Sam wanted to say hi. And Dr. Joe says, put it in perspective. $50 is like 6 half gallons of Blue Bell ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather spend it on Bluebell. I think we were talking about
The cost of getting
cost of
on.
the show that y'all were talking about.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got.
So what is Bluebell good for you though?
Good point. Is it
Tastes
good? For
good.
you? Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just like what
I guess
would,
as you
go
get
ahead.
older, I don't think it's as good for you.
I used to
Okay.
tell people that I started that liquid diet, that Slim Fast,
Hmm.
and they were like, "Oh, Slim Fast," and I was like, "That stuff is pretty good." They were like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." Throw in a couple of scoops of Haagen-Dazs and some cookies, and that stuff is pretty good.
Yeah. I always say seafood diet. If I see it, I'm going to eat it.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Let's see. I'm trying to read through some of these.
I'm sure that Slim Fast was more like Slim Slow
Right.
with all that.
Oh,
Plus, it's what it was.
yeah. Hey, Lawrence, my brother wants you to do something.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Play a
play
fart
the
sound. Buddy talks. No. I don't think so.
when
Uh,
everybody talks, play a fart sound.
no.
I
Okay.
could play
And
this
Sam, I like that one. That one's for you, Dr. Joe. Let's say Nemo's running jokes about Buddy going to see his mom. Gave me an idea for a Tejano Talk T-shirt. That's playing on where's Waldo? What you gotta say?
Where's Waldo?
Waldo? I
Oraldo.
don't get that.
It's your name, Oraldo.
Okay.
Instead of where's Waldo, and we're gonna be looking for you, see where you're at,
It's where's
and,
Oraldo.
and they won't be at your mom's.
Yeah,
Not at mom's.
Well, I was gonna say for damn sure, but no, I'm not gonna say that. I was thinking about that. No, but I love my mom, no matter what Dr. Joe says. Let's see. Those lean cuisines are good too. You got to eat 4 or 5 to be full, though.
I think
Yes.
that started a trend.
Yes. Let's talk about food. Yeah.
Because he's gonna eat 4 to 5 of them, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
all these diet foods is just a lot of it, you know.
Back in the day, I used to eat the Hungry Man dinners. Ever eat those?
Yes, they're gross.
Yeah, but they're quick and
Especially
easy.
the Salisbury steak. That has to be the grossest one out of all of them.
I like it. I was about to say that. Salisbury steak with the gravy and the peas and the mashed potatoes.
Man, that gravy. Oh my god,
that's the best one.
Yeah, the worst one was the fried chicken because it would get soggy. But I wonder how.
The only thing I ever ate frozen was pizza and maybe some enchiladas.
Oh, Hungry Man has those enchiladas.
No, that was just talking about frozen dinners. Oh, and pot pies.
Pot pie. I like chicken pot pies. Those were good.
Yeah, those are
good.
And
I used to microwave bean burritos and beef bean burritos all the time.
Yeah, those are good.
But you know how have you looked at the calories on that lately?
No, well, I haven't done that in like 20 years, so no.
I was shocked. They're like 600-700 calories each, and I used to scarf down like 3 or 4 of them easy in one meal.
I had
at 9 o'clock at night too, probably.
Probably yes. But when I was younger, I could burn that stuff off. I can't do that now.
Yeah.
I had stomach surgery, and they had to remove 18 inches of my small intestine. And as a result, I suffer from dumping syndrome, which is basically if you eat too much sugar at one sitting, it'll make you really, really sick, like flu-like symptoms sick. And so I had to be real careful about what I ate, as far as sugar consumption was. And this lady, she was like, she thought I was doing it as a diet, to lose weight and stuff.
Some people do because it passes through your system quicker.
Yeah. And so she came up to me. She's like, Lawrence, if you want to, you want to trim down, I eat these yogurts every day, and it just helps me maintain my weight. And I was like, because she was a little bit bigger than helps me maintain a weight kind of clause. So I was kind of concerned, and I was like, okay. She gave it to me, and it was yogurt with like some kind of nuts or granola with syrup on it. And I was like, there's no way this is healthy. And I looked at the sugar content, and I was a area vice president of the union at the time, so I would give out candy bars for people that wore their union shirt. And I looked at a Snickers bar, and this Yoplait granola and I don't know what else kind of syrup it had on there. That yogurt was 32 grams of sugar.
Yes.
Wow.
The Snickers bar was 25.
Wow.
Yes. Oh
And
yeah.
when I showed it to her, it's like I shot her dog when I showed it to her. She was just like, she was so mad. I was like,
She was
why?
wondering why she wasn't losing any weight.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not changing anything. That's the
Yeah. Now, when I first met Nemo, he was heavy set, and now he's lost a lot of weight. Well, you are heavier than you are now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was.
Okay.
I was, and I too had to control my sugar intake. But like you say sugar, so but everything has sugar, man. Whenever you realize
Mhm.
everything turns to sugar. So
Yeah,
how does that work for you? And how much weight did you lose?
I had to go underneath 18 grams of sugar at any consumption at any time. And so, and then also the amount of time, let's say I ate something that had 18 grams of sugar, I had to wait at least 2 hours before I could eat any more sugar because I would still have the same effect. And that time, from that time to where I was before, or where I maintained my weight for, I don't know, um, 10 years, I was at 210 pounds, and I had lost a total of like 98 pounds by
Wow.
doing that. Yeah. And so I maintained 210, but now because of my transplant, I just recently had a transplant. I just completed 2 years this past September. I also take a lot of medication that's kind of like uh, to build muscle and to maintain myself. And so that adds on a lot of weight. And so it's really difficult, especially when you're limited physically, to be active enough to lose the weight. And so I really don't eat a lot now. I eat maybe once a full meal once a day, and I snack throughout the day. When I snack, it's not, it's not really anything heavy. It's going to be a banana or a
Yeah.
peach or an apple.
So what kind of transplant was it? Was it
It was a liver
like
transplant.
liver? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh.
Mhm.
So and that limits you. So you're not able to when you say I guess I'm sure exercise is not, but you're still able to walk, or is that pretty
I'm
difficult for
limited.
you? Or
I'm limited in what I can do. Like I still,
you,
even now, I cannot tie my own shoes, or put
because you
on.
lose your breath, or
No, because it's difficult for me to bend over.
got it?
I have a lot of scar tissue.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, when I took them 2 years to diagnose me, and because it took so long, other things started to fail. So I
Yeah.
had pancreatitis, and I had cysts on my kidneys, and all this other stuff. And so it's a lot of compounded ailments. And so that's what prevents me from putting on my shoes is the way I am now with all the surgeries and everything else. I can't put on my shoes, and I can walk, but only short distances. I don't have stamina. I can only stand for a little bit. I can't
Yeah.
really lift a lot of weight, you know.
So how do you get out to your shows and stuff?
Well, I do a lot of shows here, like right now, like we're doing right now. Now the
No,
live,
no, what I'm saying, like your concerts and stuff you put on.
oh, how do
He
I
doesn't
get?
do a lot of them like he
Yeah, I
used
have a
to.
walker. I have a walker that I use, and then my camera is usually on a bipod or a monopod, and so uh, that way I can set it and then just hold it. So if you watch a lot of the live footage that I've taken at the very beginning, it's kind of shaky, and then once they start saying boom, it's locked on, and I don't have to do it because I've got the shot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So And like when I make music videos, I usually use a gimbal because I can't hold my hand steady enough. So I'll use a gimbal to keep it, that way, or I'll use a tripod.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I think that's best. The tripods, those are good stuff.
yeah.
Wow, so good for you, man. At least you're giving it hell, and that's good.
Well,
You know, uh,
I don't want it to hold me back, or rather, like when there are days, I have days where I can't get out of bed, and it pisses me off. I say that it's the devil holding me back. I'm like, I get mad at the situation, not at anybody in particular. I just get mad at the
Take
situation.
your tramadol.
Yeah, there we go. But I'm like, that asshole's stealing another day from me. And that's
Yeah,
what pisses me off, is because
yeah.
I don't want to spend my time in bed. I want to keep fighting. And technically, I'm supposed to be in a wheelchair to relieve all the pain and everything else. I just don't want to be in a wheelchair. I want to fight it. And so
yeah,
until I'm
yeah.
actually no longer physically able to walk,
Hmm.
then I'll be in a wheelchair. But until then, I'm going to fight it to the very
Yeah,
end.
you should. Good for you.
I
Good
I
for you, man.
take I have conversations with Lawrence all the time. Like today, like he doesn't want to take his tramadol, and I told him, I said, quality of life matters. If you're in so much pain, take the
As
tramadol.
a
I'm
pain,
on
is that a
tramadol.
painkiller?
Yeah,
It's a like a pain reliever.
yeah.
It's not like a full on heavy opioid. It is
Hmm.
an opioid, but
It
it's
is
not.
an opioid.
Yeah, it's just
Like
not. It's not
like I have
morphine.
right. I have sciatica, and when I first got treated for that, I used to take. They started off with well, basically 200 milligrams a day, and so I got addicted to tramadol, uh, and so I didn't notice because I took it basically religiously for like 2 years, and then I went to go visit my sister for like the weekend, and I forgot to bring my medication, and I felt the withdrawals big time. I thought, oh my god! And so ever since then, I've been on tramadol for probably, gosh, man, over 7 years now. I just
So
forgot
you
again.
take tramadol, this pain reliever,
Every
every
day.
day? Wow.
Yes, but I was going from 4, now I'm down to 1 a day. So I take it in the morning just so I make sure I'm okay, and, I could probably get off of it, but, if I wasn't on it, I would hurt every freaking day. My back would hurt me, and, because of my sciatica. So, but I used to at one time, I was cutting it in half. I took half in the morning, half at night, and I took and I that's how I weaned myself off. I went from 4 to 3 to 2, and then I started cutting them in half. And so I take half in the morning, half in mid morning, one afternoon, and one at night. And then I got back. So where I could basically do a half of one, like 25 rather than 200 when I first started. And technically I could probably say I could wean myself off today if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I
So
just
how do you not get
I'm
addicted to that?
because it's
It's
the lowest level of an opioid that you can have.
Hmm.
Like
and
that.
see, I don't take mine every day like religiously. What I do is I take it as needed. Like I know I'm going to take one before. Like today, I had physical therapy, so I know I'm going to need one before. It usually takes about an hour for it to help you, to affect you. It doesn't. It's
Mhm.
not like immediate. It takes a while for it to get into your system.
That's
So
why I
I'll take.
take it in the morning.
Yeah, I take it in about an hour before my physical therapy, so that way I do physical therapy, and afterwards I won't be in as much pain
Hmm.
as I would be if I didn't take it. But I don't take enough to where I don't feel the pain. I just take it in, I
Right.
take it enough to where I can handle it,
Manage. Yeah.
manage.
See,
Yeah.
like
Wow.
I was telling you about, I felt bad that I didn't uh, start decluttering my garage like that. I know that my back would hurt if I'm doing that. And so I'm proactive. I have one in the morning, but before I start, I take another one because I know it's going to be killing me later on. And
So why
so
don't you
I
just
would
use
just,
a back brace? I mean, because I think you're always going to have pain in the back. My back, I don't know if it hurts. It's like aches in the morning because we do construction, we do whatever, and you're out there doing whatever. It's going to ache for me in the mornings most time because I know I've been working the whole day, like normally on Saturdays or whatever.
Right.
And it just hurts. So what I do is I just put and not even a back brace. Sometimes just one of those things that you put on your stomach just to help you support your back, and that
Right.
helps out a whole lot. Especially when I'm sitting here, for all day long and stuff, and I have to get up. That support helps you a whole lot. Just the fact that that's compressing you and stuff, and it just helps a whole lot. I mean,
Okay.
I should
Right.
be taking like ibuprofen at night because I know that I'm be sore in the morning, but
Right.
that's what
You're
it is.
talking about like workout pain and stuff. I'm talking about where my leg will go numb
Sam
like
says
that.
this has turned into a Dr. Oz show.
Oh yeah.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I got
Your brother's
Oh,
like a very mild narcotic test, so that we would know. And
yeah.
I wear a constrictor. See,
A
so what it
compression.
is, a compression shirt underneath, and I have to because of the fact that I don't have a spleen. So I have a compression shirt to help me with my stomach and stuff.
Oh,
What?
good. All right. Okay.
Why?
That's
Why does this not having a spleen?
Because of the fact that
What does a spleen do to your body?
well,
For your body?
it's just like an extra deal in front of your stomach to keep your stomach in. You don't
Oh,
need it.
okay.
You don't
All
need it
right.
to live. It's like a layer of like a thin tendon in front of your stomach to keep your abdomen together. It's
Okay.
I mean it's
Hey, Dr. Joe, do you want to
chime in.
oh,
Yeah. Tell him chime in.
chime in? Well, he said very mild narcotic. That's
Yeah, but
that's
that's
the
what y'all said
tramadol.
too.
Yes. And oh my God.
I was like,
He
I
visits
was
his sister more than his other. What? You mean mother?
put down put down the next one.
The next one from my brother? Yeah, I said mother.
No,
I
no,
know.
no, from Sam
Oh, from Sam? Let's see.
after very mild narcotic.
Okay. What next one?
Fixing a Sprite. Fixing a Sprite. Yeah. Back in the day it was un contact. My mom would say
Yeah.
un contact. Back
Hey,
in the
what
day.
was that? There was a movie, my big fat Greek wedding. They
Yeah.
put the what's that? Pine Sol or whatever.
WD-40. I don't know.
I don't know. It was like it's a window washer thing.
Yeah, Windex or something.
Windex. I said just put a Windex on it like that.
Hey,
Yes.
just rub Tussin on, Robitussin on it. Let that
Yeah.
Tussin get down to the bone.
Okay. My brother was wanting me to share a pizza story with you guys.
A pizza story.
Yes. Okay.
Is it Tejano?
No, it's not Tejano. Should I just
Okay.
ignore it and just
No,
do it
no,
from
no.
now
By
on?
all means,
Okay.
Dr. Joe is very important to this show.
My my brother and I used to live together while he was in med school, and we used to get in fights because we would eat each other's food. But my brother's probably gonna say I was eating his food, which is correct. And so he started labeling his food. And now Fort Worth, we lived in Fort Worth, okay, and Uno's Pizza was there.
Downtown.
Yes, downtown Fort Worth. And so he bought one of those little mini Uno pizzas, and he put a label on it, and it says, "I like this." And I go, "Oh." I opened the door. I go, "I like it too." So I ate it like that. And he comes back from school or something like that, and he goes to his fridge, and I'm in the living room watching TV, and he says, "Where's my pizza?" And I go, "Oh," I said, "Ate it." And I said, "Did you not see the note on there?" And I go, "Yeah." And I said, "It says, I like this." And I said, "I like it too." And I go, "It didn't say that. It said, I licked this." And so that's why I'm a poor reader.
That's like y'all from Arkansas or what's going on there?
Right.
Well, I
Back
used
in the
to.
hill country somewhere.
Well, ever
I
since
like it. It
then,
tastes better when you lick it. Go ahead and put on there.
Yeah. So ever since then, if I wanted to eat off his plate or something like that, I would go, "Do you want this?" And I would stick my finger in the middle, and then of course he's like, and then after I did that, he says, "I'm gonna eat it anyway." Because
Yeah, well, I mean, there you go. I mean, you licked my food. Why can't I eat your fingers? It's gross.
my brother likes to tell that
So
story.
Yeah, no,
And
it's just my. I don't
and,
know.
and
I couldn't.
So your necklace right there, is that just part of?
Mijole,
Huh?
he's
Mijole.
Indian.
It's Native American. Yes,
It's
this.
like a healing thing.
No, it's when they used to do beads. I think I still have one. I'm starting my family line, and when you do that, they didn't have written language, so they would have it with beads. And so
We can't see it, Lawrence.
you started off with let me get back here.
Okay.
So you started off with just the beginning of it, and then you'll add on the beads as far as my grandfather had 3 kids and blah 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 and stuff like that. And so that's the way it was in the back in the day. They would hold on, and they didn't have books, but you could have a belt of beads to show your family lineage.
Wow.
This right here is relatively the same thing, but it's what you have in front that means something. It's not just ornamental; it also has a meaning. Like this coin here. Um, my father passed away 7 years ago, 5 years ago, and I don't know, like 3 years ago maybe. Um, my sister who lives in Houston, she had a dream that my father came to visit her, or a vision, and he said, "You need to give this to Lawrence." And he would show her, and it's a coin, and she had it like the same dream for like a week in a row, every night. And so she asked my sister, who was the last person living with my dad. He was living with her, and she was taking care of him. And she lived here in San Angelo, and she's like, I don't know anything like that. I don't think he left anything. So she goes back to his stuff that she had saved, and she starts going through her stuff and found the coin. And the
Sweet.
coin already had a hole in it. And so she brought it to me to wear. And then she didn't tell me, she just brought it to me. And she said, Veronica said you needed this. And that night I had the same dream that my father said, you need to wear this. And so I put it on there. And this one is from the the Cardinal of Texas, but I just put it on my deal, and that's how it means. We have a lot of symbolism in our,
Yeah. No, I know. I just was just curious. Oh, that's badass.
and so like
Badass.
it's like my hair is. I haven't cut my hair in about 2 years, and the reason I cut it 2 years ago was when my grandmother passed away. Whenever you have somebody that means something to you, you cut your hair so that way other people see you with your hair cut, they will respect that you are in mourning and won't invite you to parties and stuff like that. And so,
Oh wow.
yeah,
So you cut your hair 2 years ago. Um, and how do
because
you cut it? Like a boy cut, like a fade? What do you
I
do?
just cut it. I just cut it, like shoulder length.
Okay.
Another thing too, we're not traditionally only your wife and your mom are allowed to cut your hair or touch your hair. You
No.
know, yeah. Some people come up and they're like, "Hey, can I touch you?" No,
No, no, no.
no, not allowed.
Yeah, I made the mistake of touching a sister's hair one time. She got
Oh,
mad.
yeah.
She
What are
got
you gonna
mad,
do?
and
Yeah.
we were cool. We're cool and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And she had a hairdo, real cool hairdo. And I said that like I like that, and I touched it, and she said,
You don't do
yeah,
that to a
like
sister.
yeah,
No, you didn't.
yeah, it wasn't a good thing, but yeah, she's still my friend. She's still cool. She's real cool with
I
me.
like it when girls touch my head.
But it's
You
a
know,
bald
my
head.
well, I used to when I first had it done like that, I'd have little hairs on the top,
Oh,
and it felt real good to me like that.
huh.
And so I like it when my wife rubs my head too.
That,
It
I think
feels
that's
good.
better. I think that's a better analogy.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like it with
sorry.
my
I could.
wife. For
What did you say?
I think we went
I,
there. This show just changed from.
All right.
good deal.
Okay. Well, I know it's
So
getting close to Nemo's bedtime, like
Yes,
that.
sir. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. And I want to thank you again for helping us with our logo, and it's real good. It has everything that I wanted on it. It was real good. Uh,
yeah,
But so Nemo, this is the new look at it. I'm gonna try to fix it a little bit where it's not always on there and like that. And so I like that.
I think, like, seeing it on the screen, I think it's overkill. All three of us have the same logo. You could just
Yes.
put one logo along with,
Oh,
put
they have all
the
their
name.
names like that
Yeah, just put
across.
like CNN just has CNN and has whatever here, right? It doesn't have CNN, CNN, CNN. It's just like,
Okay.
or MSNBC or
I like
Fox,
the other one
whatever. But
where
it
it
was
was
just
like
like,
the three. It was in the center. That
Yeah.
looked cool. I,
You
I,
like
I
that?
saw that and I
yeah,
was like, "Oh, I like that. That looks
yeah,
good.
yeah, that looks a lot better right
You
there.
like
Yeah,
it?
that
Now
looks
I
good."
thought about putting it in the corner, and I was going, oh, maybe not. But I think Lawrence was saying that he was going to see I make it flash between Tejano Talk logo, Tejano Time logo, and Tejano USA logo. Like it has a movie clip in it. What do you call it?
Yeah, movie.
Transitions
Yeah,
like
so
that.
it would be cool, like if you had this one for 15 seconds, and then Nemo your logo for 5 seconds, and then Buddy your logo for 5 seconds, and then go back, and that way it's just
Or
It's
Nemo,
revolving.
transition.
Yeah, yeah,
Tejano
that's
Talk,
cool.
you know.
Yeah.
So that way it gives different. But you also have to understand you're talking to three people, or you're talking to one person. Do you want to take away from that person talking, or distract from what that person is saying just by having something that constantly moves? You also
Yeah.
think of that. Uh, uh, that can also be a little distracting. I know when I was interviewing Laura Linda yesterday, her daughter was in the background, and at first I didn't notice that she was there until she was sitting upside down in a chair, and she started moving her legs back and forth in the background. I was like, "What in the world?" And I completely lost my train of thought what I was saying because she distracted me so much because it was just
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that can
Yeah.
happen too. That can have an effect
Oh,
as well.
that happens to Rod all the time. Like,
It
yeah,
does.
Oh,
let's go. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah, maybe the transition's not good.
Yeah,
But
it's not.
I probably should, like you suggested, take out all the individual ones and make it one long one
Yeah,
and
one
stuff like
long.
that.
Yeah, yeah. I think because the other
Yeah,
one's just overkill. Like, okay,
yeah, it is. It is, but
yeah,
I wanted to showcase it. I wanted
got
to
it.
show it
It's
off.
we did it today. Was the showcasing of the logo. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Lawrence, for it. It's pretty
Okay.
oh
badass.
no,
So,
yeah, I don't mind it.
so Laura, tell us all your social and plug everything that you want on there.
Plug everything that I want.
Or should
Be
I
sure,
say it? Because I know most of you.
be sure you watched Tejano Talk on Tuesdays every Tuesday.
Plug your stuff. No.
It's at 7 o'clock. They have lots of good news and information. And then if you get an opportunity, Nemo, do you have a show, or is
I
this
don't.
this?
I don't have anything. I just have a publication that comes out once
Well,
a
this
month
is
right
your
now.
show too, Nemo.
Yeah. Can
I'm
I
just
advertise in your publication?
yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Wait. Before, while you say that, hold on a second. Oh, sorry. I'm going to transition away from you, Lawrence, a little bit. How do you contact us? Well, you can contact us at Buddy Salcedo. Buddy at ItsTejanoTime.com and Nemo.
Nemo 6753 at Yahoo.
Okay.
So there you go, Lawrence.
There we go. Nice transition.
I was like,
So,
what did I say?
Hey,
well,
and that group that was telling you sold out AT&T is Grupo Firme.
Firme
Yeah,
there. I was
yeah,
going to say this. I actually thought of La Calma, and I was like, that's not it. It's
yeah. It's
like,
Firme. Yeah, it's Firme. It was
yeah.
they're badass.
Yeah, well, right now
I have,
they are very popular right now. I do know that. I'm not a fan per se, but I do know that they are popular. And
Yeah,
it's the way I look at it, it's like Gangnam style, that's
Gundam style.
yeah. I mean,
they're
5
they're
years
they're.
ago, 5 years ago, it was Banda Arra Arcangel, and they were the ones that were
Uh,
destroying everything. And 5 years
yeah,
before that, 2 years before that, it was Jenny Rivera. And it goes in cycles. It's not
those
something.
bookies. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's the flavor of the
Los
day.
traileros, yeah.
Flavor
Yeah,
of
no,
love.
and they've done real good and they're expanding and stuff, and some of the members are going. I love their music. I mean, it's all about, you know, it's like a guy thing, like how normally it's breakups and it's heartbreak for the girls, most of their songs like get rid of them and I could do without you and all this other stuff. So it's a cool band, It's a cool
Well,
band.
in my defense, you also have to understand that although I do have a degree in Spanish, I learned it in college, and so it's not fluent to me. And so, as far as I can just switch back and forth like a lot of people can, I can do it on the radio because it's all fake. I shouldn't say it's all fake. It's because done it for so long, for so many years. I can like if you say speak some Spanish right now, I would sit there and do my old radio voice because I've done it for forever. I just get on there, damas y caballeros, muchas gracias por andar aquí con nosotros hoy este día, because I've said that for forever and a day. But then you go, so how are you doing? And then I have to answer you in English because I have to think about it
Yeah.
first.
It's Spanglish. Some people out here in
Yeah.
Texas understand Spanglish.
Yeah,
So,
but
I
but I mean, it
and
takes a while to get acclimated to somebody the way people perform or sing rather, so that way I can better understand their music. I
yeah.
judge it by music first, then I try to figure out the lyrics.
Oh yeah, you're that guy. So you know me, I'm just all about if it sounds good and I could drink tequila with it, I'm down with it. So I'm good with it. So that's it. I mean, the
Yeah,
lyrics come later. Normally, I'll ask my
yes.
wife, say, what is it saying and stuff, and she'll break it down for me as you know.
yeah.
But
I have to ask my wife, "Hey, what's going on? What did they say?" And I've gotten them wrong because, like I do when I was doing my TV show previously. I was like, oh, this is going to be a great dedication for this letter that I got in from these people. And I would read the letter and then I'd do the dedication. And while I was filming it, and Gracie's like, you were way off. That is not about I love you. That is like I hate you. It says more in the damn song, woman. So but
Yeah.
yeah,
My wife's name is Donna, and then who's that guy from Lubbock that used to that
hey, Holly.
died?
Richie,
No, the who was in the plane with
Richie Valens.
no,
There's Buddy Holly, Richie Valens,
Buddy
and
Holly.
Oh,
yeah,
Buddy Holly, and he has a song, the "Oh Donna," and then
that's Richie Valens.
Richie Valens, bro.
oh, it is Richard. All right. See, I suck at this. So you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I was thinking Lubbock, and they got Billy.
Can you in the show?
Okay.
Can you in the show?
And so, no, wait. I was singing that
Hey,
song.
thank you very much for coming out. Peace.
Wait a second. I was singing that song to my wife Donna, and she says, "You realize that's a breakup song?" And I go, "I didn't know that
Oh,
because I don't know all the
so
lyrics."
did you break up? Did she break up with you after that?
Yes, we're divorced
Nice.
today. We live together.
you're co-parenting.
Okay. All right.
Other,
Okay. So thanks again, Lawrence. And you could find Lawrence at
It's
Google.
QVOradio.fm, or you
Okay.
can go to QVOTV.com, or you can go to
On Roku
Roku channel QVO TV, or
or
you
YouTube,
yeah,
and go to Imagen
Imagen
Studios
Studios.
and
Or you can go
Facebook.
to imagenazul.com, and my Facebook is Lawrence Indio Cáceres. I have a lot of different ones. I need to centralize it. I think that would be better for just one thing. Let's do it that way.
Yes.
Just never worked
And
out.
we're not going to talk about it, but Lawrence and I are going to partner up on a project later, and it's in the works.
Nemo, you've heard of the Rumble, or the Thunder from Down Under, right? The
Uh-oh.
Australian, dancers, the male strippers.
Okay.
no, I haven't. I
We're going to
apologize.
star in that.
They're calling us Hubba Bubba.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
All
Look
right.
forward to that. I'm sure a lot of people
Okay.
look forward to that.
Good luck
All
with that.
right.
Mark it on the calendar.
All right. Wait a second. Let me see. All right. Thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you,
bet.
Sam. Thank you,
Thanks, Black.
Dr.
Thank you,
Joe.
Nemo.
Thank you, everybody
Yeah.
that chimed in today.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
Sam, Dr. Joe. Thank you, Nemo.
Whoops,
Wow, you just
thanks.
cut him off.
Oh, I pushed the button while he was doing that, but yeah, I love talking to Lawrence. I talk to Lawrence once or twice a week at minimum, like that. I constantly learn something new from Lawrence.
So you
And
just cut him off like that?
he understands. I mean, I screw up all the time, so like that. But
Okay.
you know what?
All right. Well,
Let's see.
on that. Okay. Again, thank you everybody for joining us.
Wait a
Appreciate
second.
y'all. Oh,
Sorry,
see there?
Lawrence, I cut you off.
Just like that. Like, what's going on? And then he starts
You're
praising you.
fine. You're fine.
Okay.
No. I understand. Not everybody can be perfect like me.
All right. All right. Let me go back to the dynamic duo. And thanks
And-
again. Okay, thanks for everybody who participated in the chat. We're grateful to see everyone out there. And I'm your host, Oraldo, for It's Tejano Time.
And I'm Nemo with Tejano USA.
And you've been watching Tejano Talk and Broadcast.